tomorrow is nothing. Better brace yourself for a brand new world. So exhilarating. I know you've been waiting. Now we fully charged and we ready to go. We gon' take it higher. Whoa. 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 We gon' take it higher. Whoa. Whoa.
Hello and welcome to the opening event of the 2022 EuroPro Tour season. Well, 15 events make up the regular season and the 16th is the Tour Championships at the magnificent Loch Earn. Here at Harleyford, it's the first stepping stone to that vital Challenge Tour card. It's a long road ahead, but it all starts here. Here's what's coming up in the next couple of hours. John Morgan and Rachel Drummond take a look at the key challenges of this course.
It's a really tight hole, it's got trees left and right, and they're towards you, like you're not getting away with a shot here.
The stars came out last week when the Pro-Am took place. Rachel and Kit caught up with some sporting greats.
You want to be a winner, you want to be a champion, but you must always remember why you took up the sport in the first place.
We catch up with the staff here at Harleyford as they prepare for the final round.
We love it, the members love it, they really buy into it. It's a great test for our greenkeeping team as well.
We'll also catch up with the nearly men of the 2021 season, those that just missed out of getting their tour cards but are back to try again.
I played my best golf that I've ever played sort of last season, so I don't really look at it as negative, and I just take the positives from it and try and come out and do better this year.
And of course, we have the very best of the action from the final round of the Cubefunder Shootout. Well, it's the first event of the season for the EuroPro Tour here at Harleyford. A real buzz around the camp, isn't there? A little bit of excitement, a few nerves. Someone who is excited, Kit Alexander, dressed for the occasion. It's a bit chilly, but you've got your arms out the first event of the season. How excited are you to be here?
Very excited. Well, the golf season started, so you've got to get your arms out. It's spring and all of the players are ready to get going. There's been a lot of hype, a lot of build-up. It's a long, old winter. We're all really excited to be back out here, and the players will be even more so. They'll want to know, has all that work I've put in over the winter paid off? Where's my game right now heading into the season? For a lot of them, it's the first time they've teed it up in competition this year. A few guys have got some reps under their belt, but it's always a bit of an unknown coming into that first event, and with the expectations of, can I get myself that Challenge Tour card this year? They are all ready and raring to go.
Indeed, but there's a few familiar faces. They're all chatting amongst each other, catching up with each other. Who have you got your eyes on? I know it's early days still though.
Well, automatically you go to the guys that just missed out on promotion last year. So you got Will Enifer, Dermot McElroy, Joe Dean, 6th, 7th and 8th in the order of merit last year. All of them first time winners last year. Someone like Joe Dean knows how to get promoted. He did it back a few years ago without even winning an event. So his consistency is excellent. But I like Will Enifer, looks a really good player. And also there's always names that come through that you haven't heard of. Someone new on the tour this year like Robin Tiger Williams, and he does live up to that name. A very talented player, but I expect to see a few of the familiar faces from last year, sprinkled with some new names we haven't even heard of yet.
That's also exciting. Well, thank you, Kit. Well, John Morgan's been out and about to check out the course.
Well, we're at the season open at Harleyford Golf Club, absolute cracking golf course. I mean, we've been coming here for the last couple of years. It's never disappointed. The course is in magnificent condition. You can get off to a hot start the first, little dog leg right to left, cut the corner off. Most of the players will be hitting out with driver, trying to take it on. But the trick is with this golf course, they're very peculiar kind of greens. There's lots of runoffs. You can come undone. They can tuck the pins away in gnarly places. The closing couple of holes as well. You got 14, 15 good birdie opportunities, 16 tough par 3. Then you got a good birdie eagle opportunity on 17 to give you a good butchers at probably one of the toughest holes on the golf course, which is 18, 455 yards round the corner with the out of bounds on the right hand side. And yeah, just a word of advice as well, just keep your eyes open around this golf course, because do you know what, you bump into these beautiful things, beautiful sculptures, aren't they?
Time now to join our commentary team, Scott Drummond, John Morgan and Michael McMullen.
Thanks very much, Gabby. Well, it's all a bit English-dominated with 18 to play. James Allen's second round 64 puts him one clear of Will Enifer, with Benjamin Jones a stroke further back. Austin Batista of Australia, the sole outsider among the front runners. So great to be back for the start of a new season, and it's a real Three Nations affair in the commentary box today, as I'm joined by John Morgan of England and Scotland's Scott Drummond, as we see who takes the first title of the season. The first hole is the shortest of the par fours here, and Benjamin Jones, after rounds of 68 and 65, started his day with a birdie, setting it up here. Leader Allen also getting things underway with a 3, as he strengthens his position at the top of the leaderboard. And 2 pars to follow, see Allen at 14 under, now leading by a couple, with Jones leapfrogging into second outright ahead of Enifer, who bogeyed the longest of the par 3s, the third hole, as the final group now make their way to the fourth. Scott, tell us all about it.
375 yards, this fourth hole, par 4, a couple of bunkers up the left, not really in play for the guys. Be getting a driver up into this sort of area. If they go for it, it's only going to leave them around 60 yards to the front of the green. Pin today, 14 on, 3 from the right. Quite a flat green, so a great birdie opportunity here for the guys.
So it's turning into a good start to the season for Jones. Only made 4 cuts from the 12 events he played last year.
Out with the driver, little fade. Just down into the semi-rough, but that's fine.
No, Allen. Power fade this one from right to left, hold it up that left-hand side. Camber of this fairway just slightly slopes from left to right. Oh, what a job that is. That's going to bound on. Look at that. Woo! He's right in that wheelhouse that you were talking about there, Scotty boy.
It's been an eventful start for Matty Lamb. Par, bogey, birdie, bogey so far.
Yeah, a bit of a mixed bag. Par 5 here, second shot. Out with the long iron. Very good. Carrying it all the way, but look at the speed in these greens. That one running all the way to the back edge.
Looking pretty firm as well. It's not going to be easy.
First look then at the Australian, Austin Batista. 3 birdies already today. Did drop one at the short third.
Got some whip in that swing. Nice high ball flight required on this one. Ooh, coming up woefully short. Easily a club out there.
Yeah, you can see the flag wasn't moving at all there. Not a lot of breeze on that particular hole. Enifer now in the spot of bother. Coming out of the long wispy stuff. Be careful not to get the club wrapped over here. Looks to have done it a little bit. He might take that from there though. Wasn't a good lie at all there.
I'll draw this one in for James Allen, our leader. Needs to get some spin on this one, Mike.
Yeah, birdied this hole in both of the first 2 rounds and may very well complete the hat-trick today.
Obviously left himself a yardage he was happy with there. Now Ash Mansell from our neck of the woods. Johnny boy, top player in the West Region PGA.
Yeah, some players, Scott. It's nice to see him do so well. Unbelievable round yesterday. He's firing on all cylinders. He's chasing that first win. It's eluded him, and this one's tracking. Go on then. Why not? Oh, inch away. He can't believe it.
Incredible, yeah. Absolutely amazing. Using the slope there to full advantage.
So somehow he's going to save his par at the 5th.
Jones now after his tee shot in the light rough. Just trying to roll it in. It is firm, like you said, John. But he's judged that pretty well from there.
Yeah, it was a good bit of flair, that one. I had to pitch it short and bubble it on there.
Batista did play a handful of events on the EuroPro last year. His best finish was tied 15th at Clevedon.
Yeah, good course that is. Not a bad track, Clevedon.
Now let's go back to the 4th and Kit.
A little bit of work for Ennefer to save his par here off a slight downslope. It's lying brilliantly. He could even consider taking putter for this one. It is reasonably slick downhill, or he can chip it. It's just whatever he feels comfortable with. Either way though, downhill, breaking left to right. The way these greens are rolling, it's the type of one you might fancy going close with.
Let's see what option he does. He's looking on now. Downhill, you can see that slope breaker off the left-hand side as well, and opting for the putter. Came through the fringe nicely. Looks a bit pacey to me. Hold your horses. Whoa, whoa. Oh, dearie me. Bit of work to be done.
Yeah, not a hole you want to be potentially dropping one on, and most guys are going to be birdieing. Now, Lamb, long range eagle attempt. Got the pace on it good. Bit of late break. Yeah, very well judged there.
Yeah, he'll get his birdie and go back to where he started the day, 9 under.
Jones now for birdie on 4. Down the hill again. Got to give it a little bit of respect, but not too much.
God, look how fast that is though, Scott. I mean, he hardly touched that. I mean, he went to school on Ennefer's putt from off the green, and wow. Looks like he's aiming pretty straight on this one. Batista. He aimed just outside the right, maybe just blocked it a little bit.
Yeah, frustrating bogey there. Simple par 3 today, really. Now Allen saw his wonderful shot in from about 60 yards.
How positive is he going to be with this? Very positive. Grabs the right edge, lips itself in. Thank you very much.
Yeah, real test of that, but that's birdie on that hole in every round for Allen.
Now Ennefer back up the hill, so he can be positive with this one. Pretty straight. Just up and out of it a little early. Disappointing bogey there.
Something of a dream start for Allen, and it's given him an early 3-stroke advantage over Jones, who's now the only player within 5 of the leader. Good moves being made by English pair Nick McCarthy and George Bayless, both now well in to their back 9. James Allen has just hit his tee shot at the 5th. Afterwards, he spoke with Kit.
James, fantastic start. How pleased are you with it?
Yeah, I am pleased. I hit some nice shots. Can't really ask for a better start. A little bit of everything, up and down, hold the putt. Quite happy.
Flat stick seems to be doing its job as well. How confident are you feeling on these greens?
Yeah, I am. I did quite a bit of practice. I was here a bit early in the week, and I feel like I've got good eye for the breaks and stuff, and I've matched up a few with speed, so yeah, it feels pretty good. Just got to try and keep it going.
And so far, Allen is making the early running on this final day, but still much more golf to come in the Cubefunder Shootout.
Hello and welcome back to Harleyford. Last season, a group of players narrowly missed out on that very important Challenge Tour card. Amongst them is Will Ennefer.
It was tough to take, obviously, at the end, and I watched it all unfold on the 18th green in front of me. So, I mean, I finished with only 2 holes to play left in the tournament, and I was in comfortably, and then ended up missing, obviously, by 1. But I played my best golf that I've ever played sort of last season, so I don't really look at it as negative, and you know, I just take the positives from it and try and come out and do better this year. I took a bit of time straight away after just to wind down. It'd been a long season, and then just reflect and just go again. Like, I mean, try and get a little bit better. Obviously, I know that my game's good enough to win on here and good enough to come that close. So I feel like this season I just want to go out and dominate.
Jimmy, you've signed Will Ennefer ahead of this new season. How excited are you to be working with him?
Yeah, great lad. We could have quite easily signed a European Tour player, but to give Will a chance and the focus is on young people, that's really, really important to us. I just said to him last season, you finished 6th, very unlucky, but that doesn't owe you anything. So try and hit the ground running, and that's exactly what he's done for the first 2 days, top of the leaderboard, so very impressive.
I only signed 3 days ago, but it's been a good start, and the guys have been so welcoming. They give me a very good presentation. They're big on staying as a team and trying to push everyone on, so I'm excited to be part of them.
Bill Kirbishley is a huge part of Team Trinifold as well. What does he bring and what's he up to at the moment?
He's very passionate about helping young people. If you think about what he did with Quadrophenia, all of those actors and actresses were unknown. And we're doing the same thing with golf. We could have quite easily signed a European Tour player, but to give Will a chance and the focus is on young people, that's really, really important to us.
At the moment, you really just need to play good golf. But as you progress, I think they can do good deals for you and just manage you in a way where, regarding schedule and stuff, you just make the right decision of where to play at what time. Coming out from transitioning from an amateur, I was probably playing a little bit too safe, and then especially with the scoring last year, I feel like the tour has got better every year. The scoring's got better, the cuts have got lower. So you just got to be a little bit more aggressive and just be a little bit better tee to green, as well as taking chances when you got them. My aim is quite similar, is to win the tour. I obviously came 6th last year, and I maybe got a little bit complacent after winning so early on. I won the 4th event last year and probably just didn't press on as much as I feel like I should have. But I've learned from that, and I just want to come out hot and just get 2 or 3 wins early and then progress from there.
And now the race is on again for those Challenge Tour cards, which will be handed out after the season climax at Lough Erne in Northern Ireland in October. And this is where we left it, with Chelmsford's James Allen having birdied the 1st and the 4th to lead by 3 from Benjamin Jones. Enifer was only 1 off the lead overnight, but back-to-back dropped shots mean he now trails by 5. Let's go to Jones at the 5th.
Second shot here, par 5. Great position, middle of the fairway, long iron. We know this green is quite firm. Pitching it somewhere just past the front would be good. Just coming up a little shy there. It is downwind, perhaps looking for a bit more help than he got.
Lamb played in 9 events on the EuroPro last year. Only made the cut in 4 of them, but when you consider only 50 players and ties get through to the final round each week, that's not too bad.
Yeah, not bad at all there, Mike. No, he's staring this one down. Might be a bit right, though. But that's safe. It's in the meat of the green. He's got an uphill putt there. It's a hard pin, this one, today at 6.
Allen now. Slightly out of position, but little pitch here onto the par 5. We saw the slope that Ash Mansell used. And you can see the speed. Incredible.
All this lovely weather we've had, Scott, and you can see how hard and bouncy it's become now. Ashley Mansell from Cleveland Golf Club. It's quite a neutral ball flight. He done like this one hanging out to the right. He's found the dance floor, but that's a slow putt up the hill now.
Yeah, it's proven a tough pin to get anywhere near today, that one. Now Jones, we saw him come off a little short here. Plenty of green to work with. Oh, and he's knifed it.
Oh, that's so much harder from where he is now compared to where he was. You do well to get that within a, 6-7 feet.
Yeah, that is going to be incredibly tough. Couldn't quite see his lie here, but came out like a rocket.
Ashley Mansell, 48th on the final standings on this tour last year.
Yeah, had a few good runs, just didn't quite finish it off on the last day. We're looking to do better now. Pretty good judgment there. That was a slow putt, even though these greens are super quick on the flat and certainly downhill. Now here we go, John.
Yeah, he's going to have to pitch this short. He has. He's got to go, though. Oh, my goodness.
Played well on 6 weeks.
Had him fueled to the fire. This is not good.
Yeah, so probably going to be his first drop shot of the day, and a bit of work to do to stop it becoming even more than that.
Indeed. Now Lamb, he would have had a good look at the speed off Mansell's putt. Uphill, right to left, feeding in. Yeah, very well judged.
Well, nobody played the short holes better than Lamb during the first 2 days, and he's going to make a solid par there, it would seem. Pierce Berrington finished last season on a run of 6 missed cuts in a row, but going well here. This for Eagle, gets it to 7 under.
Very good indeed.
Who tries to shrink in the wash?
I didn't want to say that, John, but
Yeah,
quite possibly.
Come on.
Now Allen. Medium range birdie attempt. Back slightly up the hill at the hole. Give it a good wrap. feel like a shot dropped on this par 5.
All par so far from Ansel. Looking to continue that here. Oh, can you believe he hasn't?
Just a tiny bit of movement in that putt. You can see he had the line on his ball. Looked like he struck it well. Perhaps just a slight misjudgment in the line. Now back to the dramas on 5.
Yeah, they'll break her off the right as fast as you like. Coming from the fringe, opted to putt. Go on then, go on then. Oh.
That would have been a serious par if that had dropped there, John.
Totally against the grain. He'll take that one in, and that's a bogey on a hole that all the players will be thinking birdies and eagles. Come on, let's have it. Dropping at least 2 on the field there.
So in not much time at all, Allen's overnight lead of a single stroke has grown to 4 as Jones gives back the shot he picked up at the first. And good progress being made by Piers Berrington of Kingswood Golf Club, who, as we saw, has just eagled the 9th to be out in 33. Now let's hear from the manager of golf operations here at Harleyford, Peter Handcock, and first, the CEO of the Harleyford Group, Robert Marsh.
This is the 3rd or 4th year, I think, now, and it's such a great team. Dan and the guys come down here. We love it, the members love it, they really buy into it. It's a great test for our greenkeeping team as well. We love seeing the pro players. It makes me incredibly proud. I mean, proud of all these youngsters out here. I mean, hitting balls that I wish I could emulate in some way. I mean, one chap drove the 2nd, I think, yesterday. I mean, incredible. And it's also good for the young greenkeepers as well. You know, it's a young team, and they love the energy, and that's what it's all about.
How much does it help the profile of Harleyford being involved with the tour?
It's massive. We go to a few different places and it's always mentioned. People always say, oh, Harleyford, EuroPro. There's definitely a connection there. Now we've had it a few times. And as I say, it's great with the TV coverage. The members love it and we almost can't believe how good they are. We've got a lot of good players here. We're quite lucky in that sense. But to see every year they come here, they win 15, 14, 16 under. It really is a different gravy, and it's exciting because you know we get to see kind of the next generation come through.
So, decent front running so far from James Allen.
Let's see what he's got. We haven't seen any shots close so far today on 6. He's eyeing this one down. Well, we're getting closer. Still about 30 feet.
Yeah, top pin this one just over the thing. We get to see the swing here. Good motion, good rotation. Powerful player.
Now, Jones had that bogey at the 5th, but it did play as the hardest of the long holes over the first couple of rounds.
Brisk action. He's eyeing it down as well. Maybe leaked a little right. Ooh. Long and right. Again, that's going to be a little bit tricky coming onto these greens, which are so fast.
Yeah, an awkward chip at the last. He's now got an awkward one coming up again.
Let's skip ahead a hole to the 7th. John has been out there.
Well, in a nice little position, hit the old little 3-wood down there, round the corner, got myself a nice lie, full yardage in, 153 yards. Down the hill, this is a green that goes away with you as well, so very hard to keep the ball on the green. Especially if you're too close to the green, you can't generate enough spin. So I need height, I need speed, I need spin, I need it all to land it nice and gently on this green. Now that big tree comes into play, anything on the right hand side is going to go in snakes and ladders. You don't know where it's going to go when it's heading down towards the ground. Now, 9-iron in hand, let's get some height on it and hopefully it stops. Bit out to the right, it's just going to miss the tree, which is handy. Yep. What's it got in store for me? Looks pretty good, to be honest. Looks like it's on the green, and I'll take that, but this is a tough green. Not much depth to it, it's very wide. You've got to hit your number spot on, but all in all, a really good par, strong par 4, and just remember, be sensible off the tee.
And the 7th is the longest of the par 4s here at Harleyford.
Oh, Mansell is looking up to the sky here, looking for a gap or over the top.
These trees are huge as well, Scott.
Yeah, he needs some serious height on that. Well, he's found it, and that's going to scurry on close to the front edge. Great effort from there, I think.
Well, this man Lamb is in the position I was talking about. Got to get height on this, fly it all the way, but don't be going long. It falls away over the back of the screen. And there we go. And that is short-siding yourself. Not going to be easy.
Ben Jones has left himself such a difficult task from long of the par 3 here. It all slopes away from him, and this rough is really quite steep. He's got two options. Either he takes the loft and tries to fly it all the way onto the green with spin, which is a little bit flatter, really high risk, or he just tries to bump it down the bank in front of him. You're relying on a little bit of luck there as to how it reacts to the ground. That's definitely the safer option though. Whatever he chooses to do, if he gets up and down from here, it will be absolutely sensational.
Yeah, and it isn't shaping up to be a day when back-to-back drop shots are a luxury you can really afford.
Well, looks like he's going for the aerial route. No. The setup, to me there, John, he looked like he was going to lob that onto the green.
Yeah, that completely foxed you there, didn't it, Scotty? I mean, it did me, to be honest, but I thought, you know, he'd add a little bit more loft to that if he was going to do it, but yeah, his chipping woes keep going on.
Mansell now. We saw the shot come up just short. Chip and run using the bank. Big slope.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, probably just needed another yard or so more on the carry, and it would have stayed up the bank and not been too far away, but work to do.
Dermot McElroy, a winner on the EuroPro last year, has just birdied the 9th to be out in 34 and looking to get up and down for another birdie here on 10.
He lives just down the road from you, doesn't he, Mike?
No, well, we were born in the same town, but we live a long way away from each other now, John.
Oh, okay. I'll let you off. We might be able to dish the dirt on something there.
More likely him doing that on me.
Jones now. Putting from the fringe. Very quick again. Looks to have judged that very nicely indeed. Yeah, well done, sir.
Well, that will be for bogey after the poor second.
We're going to fly it all the way. Or we're going to pitch it just on the fringe, let it bleed out. He's gone high, I like it. Oh, he's played it beautifully. He's left himself a straight uphiller now to save his par. Just jealous of that hairdo. Look at that, he's got loads of it. He could spare some, couldn't he?
You'd be in the queue, would you, John?
Oh, you better believe it.
Have to get behind the two of us.
Birdie attempt here now. A little bit shy, had the line. Easy to get tentative when the greens are so quick. Now McElroy for birdie. Out of the bunker to here. Pretty straight putt. Yeah, beautiful. Well done.
Yeah, back-to-back birdies. Hitting back well after his first drop shot of the day on 8.
Now, Will Hennifer from the right side here. A little bit of breaker off the right for his birdie attempt. It's a tough par 3, this one. You can see it shaped there. Tracking. Oh, just missing the low side. Didn't give it enough.
Had more birdies than anybody else over the first 2 days, but none yet today. 2 over for his final round.
Mansell now. Up the hill for his par. Just about 12 feet. Be positive. No, not happy with that one. Work to do for the bogey as well.
Well, his putt came up a little bit short. A little work to be done. Keep it nice and firm, James. Good job. Tidies up nicely.
Yeah, he's looking in control at the moment. In a good, strong position.
Now this is some of a good up and down from over the back of the green. Up the hill. And he does it well. Very confident stroke that.
He made that look easy, that up and down.
Well, it just gets better and better for James Allen, who only a third of the way through the final round, and with more than a little assistance from his challengers, has now built a 5-shot lead. Moortown's Nick McCarthy continuing to move up the leaderboard as he comes towards the finish. Benjamin Jones, though, still in the early stages of his round. And before starting out, we had a word with him.
Ben, your rookie season on the EuroPro Tour last year, how was the experience for you?
It was good, yeah. Obviously, playing week in, week out, had a good schedule, so it was good to know what you're playing each week. Didn't play as good as I wanted to, but I did enjoy the season.
Did anything surprise you about your first year as a pro?
Well, I know there's a lot of good guys out of here, but the scoring was low. And it just, like, if you made a couple of bogeys in the first few holes, it did sort of get you down. So yeah, I've learned probably to be a bit more patient this year.
A bit more patient, a bit more aggressive as well because of the low scoring, or is there a balance?
There is a balance, but you definitely have to be erring on the side of aggression to make them birdies.
You excelled obviously at the amateur level, played in the 2021 Walker Cup. What was that like for you?
It was a good experience, yeah. It was a nice way to finish off the amateur career and then move on to the pro ranks. It's a good little, it's a good thing to have on the CV, and it's just really nice to play with all the lads.
Matty Lamb's in contention today. He was in the same Walker Cup side as you as well. How nice is it to make your progress with people that you're familiar with and you've been playing amateur golf with for years?
Exactly, yeah, it's good. Like the same group of lads since even in England in the 16s. Like I think I can make the same team we played against Wales probably playing this week. So it's no, it is good to be with the same guys, and we always have good fun. So
obviously everyone has the end goal of getting those 5 Challenge Tour cards, but do you set yourself incremental goals as well to help you along that path?
Yeah, I think most goals, it's more process goals than outcome goals. So yeah, obviously Challenge Tour cards is a outcome of doing loads of things well during the season. So yeah, you don't really focus on that as being a goal. Obviously it's there in the back of your mind, but it's not one you focus on the first week in the EuroPro.
Well, bogeys at 5 and 6 have dragged Jones back into a tie for second. James Allen firmly in control. Much more to follow.
Hello and welcome back to the opening event of the 2022 EuroPro Tour season. Some of the pros were lucky enough to get a sneak preview of the course with the Pro-Am, and Kit Alexander caught up with some of the sporting celebrities who turned up.
It's a beautiful day, it's a great golf course, and you know, I'm pretty excited actually to find out a little bit more about what these guys are doing here really.
I always felt when I was playing football that you can always improve, you can always get better. Have that great work ethic, good attitude to preparing well, and I'm sure with the talent that they have that they just make the best of themselves.
It's a glorious day and there's a lot of people here I know, and I think it's going to be good fun, and it's for a good reason as well.
If you dwell on a shot, and I'm no golfer, but certainly in my sport in rugby, if I dwell on a mistake I've made, that can have an impact, negative impact on the team, and I can't focus on going forward. So one thing that we learned in the successful teams that I played is just leave it. Like when it's done, you can't change the past, but don't let it impact the future.
Great day here for the Cubefunder Shootout. How pleased have you been with how it's all gone?
Marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. Gary's a great guy, supports us with the EuroPro, the Challenge Tour.
Loving it so far. The sun's out and just enjoying it. It's nice to be down. The course looks fantastic. We're not too far into it, so the spirit hasn't been broken just yet.
The cameras are here, the celebrities here. The mentorship is very important, sort of for these young kids trying to develop and break through the ranks. So yeah, very good, and also for the sponsors to enjoy a day with the talent that's coming through.
How important is it to have days like this for the young players and for sponsors as well?
Well, I think it's a good opportunity for the players to meet sponsors, meet other people from different walks of life, and to, you know, see there's another side of world apart from just playing golf, and it gives them a good opportunity to make contacts for later in life as well.
You're pretty good at hitting a ball hurtling towards you at 80, 90 miles an hour. The golf ball's still, it's waiting there to be hit. Man, does that make it easier?
What makes it difficult is when you're standing over it and you're thinking, well, when should I take the club back? You know, what's my trigger to get me going? So all those sort of things. Keep your eye on the ball. It's easy to say, but really hard to do.
You had those early opportunities somewhere like Millwall, made it to England.
Yes.
For these guys, they start off somewhere like the EuroPro Tour, where we're here next week. How important is it to have those stepping stones in your career?
Yeah, of course. I was at Millwall, couldn't get in the first team. I went on loan to different places, to Leyton Orient, went to Sweden as well. I really enjoyed my time out there, and we won the league out there. I was top scorer. Felt good about myself when I came back to Millwall and went on to bigger and better things.
Lots of sporting knowledge imparted to our pros from the more seasoned stars out on the course. Plenty of talking points, plenty of bragging rights won and lost on a glorious day.
See you in the next movie.
Well, back to the main feature, and with pars on 7 and 8, James Allen stays at 15 under. Ben Jones' birdie 3 at the 8th means he is now the outright closest pursuer, but still with 4 shots to make up. The final group have now made it to the last hole of the front 9. Tell us all about it, John.
Yeah, it's a par 5. It's 508 yards. Not going to play that play slightly downhill. There's 2 bunkers just out of sight there. They're going to get a lot of action. 300 yards off the tee. Then you hit for home. Got to shape it from right to left. These trees guard on the left-hand side, so you can't come in that from that direction. And this kind of green set at a 45-degree angle as well, Mike. Not easy.
It is the shortest of the par 5s here at Harleyford.
Finding the fairway, the imperative. And that one sailed through the corner. Decent lie though.
Well, up on the green for Lamb here at 9, the par 5. This to save his par. He's had some woes down this one. And he hasn't hit it. Oh, they're always frustrating, those.
It'll be the 3rd bogey he's had in a front 9 of 37. Thomas Plum, meanwhile, has been out in 38, so 2 shots gone already today for him.
Looking to get 1, maybe even 2 back at this par 5.
Oh, it could be both of them. It is both of them. Right back where he started the day, 6 under, and a show of triumph from Thomas Plum.
Ashley Mansell needs to get the ball rolling, needs a few birdies under his belt. Here's to start. And he's got one, Looked a bit nervy, that one, but he now heads to the back 9 with a birdie in his bag. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, the 9th played as the easiest hole on the course over the first 2 rounds, and Mansell has capitalised on it. Now back down the fairway, or just off it, here's the leader.
Well, unfortunately, he needs to hit a shot of left to right, right to left, but he's going straight over the trees. He's far enough back. Using the camber of the fairway, hasn't hit it hard enough though to squeeze it onto the green, but plenty of green to work with from where he's left that.
Yeah, should be a straightforward up and down from there. No, Plum looks to be sitting down a little bit here. Played it very delicately. Firm and fast. Steady now. Oh, burns the edge of the hole. Fantastic.
Almost back-to-back eagles without getting the putter out.
Mansell.
Yeah, par 5, here we go again, 488. Playing up the hill though, and actually Mansell got a bit between his teeth, but this looks to be turning too much right to left. And it's got to calm down, bounding on over the green, and that is going to be super awkward from over there. Look at that, that's a long way from home, pin right at the back of the green.
Allen now came up short on this par 5 9th. Down breeze, firm and fast, and he's not got the contact on that one.
Yeah, he didn't like that. You could see him shaking his head as soon as he hit it. Didn't get the strike required.
Joe Dean was the winner at Vale last summer on his way to finishing 8th on the order of merit. He's just birdied the 9th hole, but that was only good enough to be out in 37.
Wonderful short game skills there. That should be a tap-in birdie.
Yeah, good player, Dean. He really is. I haven't seen the winds flood like I thought they would. Now Jones. Third shot, bumps it in the bank, pops it up nicely, just a little bit more, and that was in danger of going in.
Ashley Mansell was very good at making cuts in the events he did play last year. 9 appearances, only missed out 3 times.
Tough one here. Well, he made a good fist of that, but very, very tough to get close. He's still got a birdie chance, though.
So does Allen, and this will get him to the turn in 33.
Yeah, what a handsome lead to give him here, Mike. It's got to turn a bit more, hasn't it? I think he might be a little bit puzzled with that one.
A little bit tentative maybe. Now Plum for birdie on 11.
And in no time at all, just a couple of holes in fact, he's gone from 4 under to 7 in the red.
Yeah, a few edgy front nines, a few nerves, but now the birdies are kicking in, and a few eagles.
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Par fives have not been his friend today. You've got to capitalise on him.
Yeah, especially when you've had a couple of drops already. Now capitalise in. Mansell for back-to-back birdies. Go on.
Oh, half a roll more. He sent me a photo the other day. It's when I got my PGA Tour card and he was 12 years old. My goodness, he was waist height on me. And here he is, big strapping lad, doing well.
As you were then for the final 3-ball after pars all round at the 9th, George Bayless and Pavan Sagu probably too far back to have any hope of winning, but both 5 under for the day playing the last, they can post a good total here.
Jones down the left side of 10. I think he's far enough away from that tree. Yeah, he is. Just going to work this one in right to left with the breeze. Ooh, very fiery. Not done too bad, but it will test again the short game. Most of these greens with runoffs, you end up below the hole.
Still no birdies today for Enifer. Bogeyed 3 and 4, and otherwise all pars in a front 9 of 38.
Yeah, it's not like him, Mike. He's normally flooding with birdies. Good player, though. Expect good things from him this year. He sounds very confident in his early interview with Kit, so just like this man as well. Impressed with his game. He's got that go-get-'em attitude.
Little shy there. A lot of spin on that one as well. Won't be too happy with that one. Mansell now at 11. Approach shot. Just coming out of the light rough.
Yeah, does he get the control required on this one, though, Scott?
He's thrown it to the sky. So high. And look how soft that one has landed.
Now Kit is with the final group.
We've already seen someone chip in from a very similar position for eagle here today, and that's what faces Ben Jones. Off a slight upslope, that'll help him get loft onto the shot. It is lying very nicely as well, got good access down to the back of the ball. Slightly uphill, as you can see. Little sprinkler head here, but that shouldn't really worry him too much. And he's just landing it into a slight upslope. He'll want to get it over this first few feet of green. But a pretty straightforward one, this. At the very least, he will hope to get up and down for a birdie to really reignite his challenge.
Perfectly described by Kit. As you can see, good lie, slightly on the upslope. They still do test the nerves, though. Always a good sign of where the player's at, I feel. And he played that. Oh! Had a little bit of pace in it, but bang on line and really unlucky not to drop. He'll take the birdie though, I'm sure. Minor frustration.
It's quite a luxury to be disappointed with tap-in birdies. Now Will Enifer has dropped 2 strokes on his round so far today, but an outside chance to get them both back here.
Yeah, long lengthy number, cozying this one up. I think that's a good job, well done there.
Yeah, he'll make his birdie on this hole for the 3rd day in a row.
Those stress-free birdies are always nice, John. Now Lamb just ran through the back here, using the putter. This for birdie as well. Go on, go on. Oh, can you believe it?
Cellophane bridge. And I mean, the thing is, they're going to have to start making some serious low scores because, well, this man, James Allen, has got a handsome lead.
Could be some drama on the back 9, we'll have to see. Good effort as well, slow putt that.
Yeah, and he's looking really solid at the moment. These guys are going to have to come and take it off him.
First event of the year. Guys all keen to get a great start. This man in pole position right now.
Ashley Mansell was runner-up at Tulfaris 4 years ago now. Lost a playoff to Mark Young.
Long putt here, but quick. Come on, Ash. Yeah, a little bit tentative again.
Knee knocker coming up for Ashley Mansell. Now Dermot McElroy for birdie to get the 7 under. Putting through his shadow. No problem.
Yeah, we saw back-to-back birdies for him either side of the turn. He did give one back on the 12th. But a birdie there at the hole, which has played the easiest of the par 4s over the first couple of rounds.
Mansell really needs this one to keep himself in the hunt. Yeah, well done, Ash. Very good 2-putt from long range there.
So that 5-shot lead of Allen's now down to 3 as Jones starts to get some momentum back. Segou and Bayliss, who we mentioned a little earlier, both par the last for 67 and both finish on 7 under par. James Allen has had his lead trimmed, but he's still looking very solid, and we spoke to him ahead of this big final round.
James, first event of the season. You've obviously started brilliantly. What have you been up to over the winter?
Well, I've been working my game. I haven't been able to get away anywhere. I was at home in the UK for the entire winter, which was a little bit different to what I've been doing in the past. A little bit of work, a bit of coaching, but yeah, still working on my game pretty hard.
You mentioned you were doing a little bit of non-golf work as well, so you took a little step away from the game. Has that helped sort of revitalise your hunger a bit?
A little bit, yeah. I must admit, it was horrible sitting at home, really knowing that I could be playing somewhere and I wasn't able to go. So it did light a bit of a fire. It must have, definitely. So got me up in the mornings, got me grinding away when I had the time and making the most of what I had.
You did a pretty good season last year, 4 top 10s. Didn't quite get that win though. How did you assess your game at the back end of 2021?
I drove it terribly, in all honesty. I didn't hit it very well off the tee, which was in the year before was a strength of mine, and I just kind of put myself behind the 8 ball a lot. So yeah, I was a little bit frustrated. Really, I felt like I had a few opportunities last season to push on and have a top finish, but never managed to pull through. So yeah, made a few changes, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, hopefully we'll see some better results.
How significant is a strong start to the season with the end goal of that top 5 in the Challenge Tour card?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a monkey off the back, I guess, early on, because the way it is, you're going to have to win once or twice. So, but again, I'm trying not to really focus on that, making some big efforts to just think of processes. Really, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but it's easy to think about outcomes. So I'm just trying to focus on what I can really control out there and just try and put the best score I can together.
Great playing this week. Good luck today.
Thank you.
And although his lead has been slimmed down, Allen is still looking comfortable with 8 to play at Harleyford. Welcome back to Harleyford, where the opening event of the 2022 PGA EuroPro Tour season is heading towards its climax, and James Allen remains best placed to take top honours in the Cubefunder Shootout. 2 early birdies have been followed by half a dozen pars in a row for Allen, who leads by 3 from Ben Jones, with Will Enifer 1 behind when they teed off, now trailing by 4. Now Jones has been discussing his eventful day with Kit.
Ben, fantastic chip on that previous hole, so close to eagle. Is it one you fancied when you got to it?
Yeah, I landed on the little upslope and it's not a long one, so it looked pretty straight. So yeah, it was nearly good enough to go in, but not quite.
Still though, 2 birdies in 3 holes. Do you feel the momentum is back on your side now?
I'm definitely starting to play a little bit more solid the last few holes. Although I missed a short one on 9, I'm hitting it a bit better. I've stopped making the mistakes, so hopefully I can carry that forward.
How important has patience been for your round today?
It's huge, especially when it's windy like this. You can get some bad breaks, some good breaks, so you just got to hang in there and see what happens, really.
Thanks for your time, Ben.
No worries. See you.
This 11th hole, 433 yards, real bottleneck down here with these really tall trees at about 280. You can't fly them, you've got to thread it through. Then it's a big swing to the right, fairly large flat green. An opportunity if you've got your tee shot away, as always, No bunkers around this green. Got to be precise with the approach.
James Allen had a couple of runner-up finishes on the EuroPro back in 2019 at Linden Hall, and then in the Tour Championship at Desert Springs, beaten in a playoff there.
Yeah, I was there for that, Mike. It was hard to take. Always is. So close but yet so far. But getting onto the front edge of the green here, leaving himself up. Well, we've seen a similar putt from Ashley Mansell earlier from that position.
Just from the left rough here. Be looking for this one to release. Down the green, try and feed it in. Made a pretty good fist of it.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Very good shot.
Ashley Mansell used local knowledge to great effect for an opening 63 at Clevedon last season. Fell away a bit after that, though. Ended up in a share of 5th.
He knows how to go low, this chap. I know that for sure. And that is a wide, and that is going to be super awkward. Ball's going to be well above his stance, and yeah, hands in his head in hands, whatever you want to call it.
Jones has hit a big drive down the right at the 11th. Fairly short shot in. Now, former Ladies European Tour player Rachel Drummond has joined the team this season to give us some advice about how to play the game.
One of my favourite drills in the bunker is maintaining the loft on the club face throughout the golf shot. A great drill you can try when you're practicing. Put some sand on the club face and chuck it over your shoulder. If you shut the club face, it will fall off. If it's too open, it'll go that way. Keep those feelings of the open face and hit your bunker shot.
This is Welshman Jack Davidson, birdied the short 6th, but otherwise pars all the way over the first 13 holes, and he's in a bunker, Scott.
Yeah, green side, awkward one. Terrible lie, chunk and run. Made a great job of that. Fantastic work from there.
James Allen still grinding out the pars. 2 putts here, and he'll have ticked off another one. If he keeps doing that all the way to the finish, it may well prove to be good enough.
We know it's a pretty tough 2-putt from here.
Great roll. Really good.
But not for James Allen. Fantastic.
He's in full bloom, isn't he? He really is. Confidence is in abundance. Now, this is that awkward chip I was talking about. Short-siding yourself, ball above your stance, awkward light. In the shadows, never easy, and look at that. You can see just in the shadows there, he's not a happy chappy.
Will Enifer got that breakthrough win at Montrose Links last summer. A couple of 65s and then a 66 to win by 3, having previously had 3 runner-up finishes on this circuit.
Outside birdie chance there. Again, just a little tentative. Drifted away offline.
Dermot McElroy here at the 15th for birdie to get to 8 under. Can he get to the snowman? Can he get to it? Track in, drains it.
Yeah, he's hauled some really good putts today, responding well after a disappointing 73 in the 2nd round.
Final member of this group, Jones now for birdie. Outside chance, downhill left to right. Oh, we got a good read, I think, off Enifer's, but fraction out.
Oh, that always hurts. Just millimeters.
Back to Davidson, who had that final round 60 to finish 3rd at Leven Links last September.
This will be a fantastic up and down for birdie. Yeah, straight in, positive stroke.
Oh, going for the Texas wedge, as you call it, Scott. Blade in the wedge, hit it halfway up the ball, skip it through the fringe. Look at that, nicely done. Don't see it very often. Still not going to be happy. He's got that for his bogey.
And Mansell really looking a shadow of the player who shot 62 yesterday and continuing to fall off the pace. No change though among the top 3 after they all parred the 11th and now head for the shortest hole on the course.
Well, this is a whole different perspective of the 12th, isn't it, here at Harleyford? You see it from the green back. Normally I'm hitting shots up there, but I thought I'd come up and have a little gander. You can see this kind of quarry vibe going on around the back edge of this green. It's 178 yards, beautiful par 3, as you can see the shape and contours of the green. You've got bunkers, short left, short and right. Do you know what? The players get foxed with this hole because of the wind. They're back there, they don't feel it, but they hit their shots, 7 irons, whatever, 8 irons, get it up in that breeze and it can cause havoc and they can rack up a big number. And it's also a very slopey green, so beware everybody.
Beware indeed. It played the hardest hole on the course over the first 2 days.
Par 3s where the wind grabs it when you don't expect, as John said. Does make it very, very tricky.
Yeah, there's another 12th hole in the world I know where everyone gets foxed by the wind. It's quite a famous one, I think.
Don't mention that to Jordan Spieth.
No.
12th at Augusta, I assume you're referring to.
It's bob on there, Mike. You're a clever boy, aren't you?
Just a show of the slope on these greens around the edges there. That one trickling all the way back off. Now, Hennifer looks a bit more direct line here as he judged the wind. Very good, half a club shy perhaps, but we won't criticise him for that.
Nothing much to criticise at all in this man's day so far. James Allen looking so good.
He is indeed, Mike. Taking dead aim, confidence is flowing. 168 yards this is playing. And straight at the flag, right over the tip of it. And yeah, a bit unfortunate there. That looks like that's going to be awkward. But what a lovely swing this is, Scott. How he turns those hips, the power.
That shot would have looked very, very pretty to James Allen, stood on the tee right over the top of the flagstick. Just a hint too long, and it's just come back into the apron. I expect to see him reach for the putter here, though. It's a little bit feely to be trying to hit a chip from here. It's not a perfect lie either. One thing he will have to contend with, though, with the putter, it's just coming through probably a couple of paces of the apron. Could just knock it offline. In terms of that line, this is going to be quick and it's going to swing from right to left. May have been a great tee shot, but actually from here, he'll probably take his 3.
Now we'll get back to that, but we mentioned Jack Davidson's 60 at Leven Links last year. Well, it wasn't even the lowest round of the day because this man shot 59 to win and scoop £131,500 all in. The history man, Jack South.
What a day that was. Awesome for the young man. Great shot there. Pin high, 12 foot for birdie.
I can't wait to catch up with him and see what he done with the money. Did he buy himself a Ferrari? Did he get a deposit on a house? I don't know. Did he go on a massive holiday?
Well, I think he just found out they had a baby on the way, so that accounts for every penny.
Ah, posh cot, that is. And loads of zip on that one, Scott. Look at that one. Bring it back home. Ooh.
Fantastic use of the slope. Lamb now with his approach. Over the flag. Would have looked very good from his angle.
A little awkward on here for Jones. Just fell down into that left bowl, left of this green. Now he's gone for the bump and run. Loses a green to work with. It's an interesting play that, and that's caught the slope, and that's feeding back to where we see Hennifer there.
He can be quite erratic, Jones. He had an opening 61 at Castletown Links last season. Finished the week with a 77. Finished just inside the top 30. Jack South now looking to get to 7 under. Oh yeah, 3 under for the day, and that is with a double bogey on his card back at the 7th.
Yeah, looking for a strong finish to his week. Hennifer now, decent tee shot in here. This will be quite slow though. Giving it a good wrap up the hill. Just through the break, unfortunately.
Matty Lamb played so well in that Walker Cup last year. GB and I only narrowly beaten in Florida by the United States. He won 3 of his 4 matches.
Brilliant. Good record, and that was clutch as well. It's been clutch then.
Now, wouldn't you like to hold putts like that at your local club? Well, maybe with Rachel Drummond's help, you can.
A great tip for amateurs when you find yourself with a slippery, downhill, quick right to left putt is setting the ball up out of the toe of your putter. What this will do is make the strike not so crisp, and you'll get a nice dead roll and hopefully slow it down and control your pace into that tricky putt.
Well, this definitely comes under the heading of tricky.
It does indeed. It's just all about how it goes on those first 3 feet. Looks pretty smooth. Yeah, I think he'll take that. Wasn't easy at all.
It was at Luton Hoo back in August that McElroy got that win, closing 64, and had a long wait before finding out he'd won by 2 strokes. Oh, but that's frustrating. Back to 7 under with 2 to play.
Snatchy, that one. Just make reference to your man I said must have shrunk in a wash. I'm just jealous, actually. I've got legs like that to pull it off. But Mansell here for his birdie. Got off to a shaky start, trying to get it all back, and he's done a good one there at 13.
Again, strong finish required. All of these guys need it. Put a bit of pressure on Allen.
Jones has played in some Challenge Tour events. He had a top 5 on the MENA Tour once as well.
It's not been his day today, has it? Few mistakes.
That's the difference on these final days.
And with that, Allen's lead is now growing again. 4 shots is a very nice cushion to take into the last 6 holes. Despite his birdie at 13, Lamb is probably too far back to have a chance, but may have Jones and Enifer in his sights. Northern Ireland's Dermot McElroy also looking for a big finish. We spoke to him before the start.
Dermot, let's have a little look back on last season. A good one overall for you, 7th in the order of merit. How do you assess what you achieved in 2021?
Yeah, it was a really good season, good positive season for myself. Coming off COVID, you don't really know, sort of where your game is, but no, I started off really well. My first tournament was actually a Challenge Tour event. I finished top 5 there, and then I was on to the EuroPro now, for most of the season. I think I was looking for my stats there last year. I only had 3 rounds over par before the Tour Championship, which was 3 one-overs before, so it was a good, solid, consistent season.
That is remarkable consistency to only have 3 rounds over par. Were you kind of aware of that throughout the season, or is it something that you looked back and went, oh, wow, I have been playing really well?
Yeah, again, I think I shot 1 over in my first event on I think it was the last round actually. But no, I knew I was shooting constantly under par. So I had a wee look sort of mid-season. I was like, I've only shot one score over par all year. Again, it just showed how well I was playing tee to green and how consistent I was playing.
How important is that positive momentum, especially EuroPro, because the events come thick and fast. There aren't too many weeks off through the summer.
Yeah, no, as you say, you have such a long winter to wait and prepare for your season coming up, and they're every week, so there's just no slacking every week. You got to keep playing well. You got to keep scoring well. Because we have a good lot of players out here that can win, that can win any tournament every week. So yeah, just no slacking.
And how did it feel to get your first ever win?
Yeah, again, it was great. As you know, I've probably had about 4 or 5 really good chances to win, and sort of messed it up a little bit myself, or the guys have just made birdies or whatever. But no, to get past the line, it brings a nice, relaxed confidence. Especially if I'm coming down the stretch, maybe tied for lead or whatever, knowing that I have that win behind me.
Ben Jones and Will Enifer probably the only realistic challengers to James Allen now in the Cubefunder Shootout at Harleyfords. It's the final round of the opening event on the PGA EuroPro Tour as the quest begins for those 5 Challenge Tour cards. And Matty Lamb has his eyes on one of them.
Matty, your first full season on the EuroPro Tour last year. What did you learn from the experience?
I think there's a lot of things to learn. I think in amateur golf you don't play as many tournaments, so you're a lot busier, on the road a lot more, so it's kind of getting used to that, being more prepared for each week and not seeing your coach as much, having to be a bit more self-sufficient. And also obviously in pro golf the scoring's a lot lower, so you need to kind of learn to, it's not good enough to have one good round, you need to kind of keep pressing on, and it's just kind of a change in mentality. But I think hopefully this year I get a bit more used to it and have a few more better results. So.
You got a couple of starts on the DP World Tour last year as well. How much did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it was really good. I think obviously that's where you want to be, playing in those events, and in terms of like the events, they're huge, and really enjoyed the experience of playing with some good players who I've like watched play on the TV and stuff, which also gave me a lot of belief that you're not too far off there. It's just so hopefully be back there in a few years' time, hopefully. So yeah.
You made a cracking start this week. Is Harleyford a course that suits your eye?
Yeah, I'd say so. There's kind of like a lot of holes where you can take advantage of hitting drivers like a long way down there off the tee, and I feel like over the winter I'm kind of hitting my driver a little bit further now. So yeah, I think if I can get my driver well off the tee, it like really suits my eye. And I've been like rolling the putter pretty well. There's a few tricky greens, and it's just trying to hit the ball in the right spot, which I feel like I've done pretty well so far. So hopefully more of that today.
Got a few shots to make up, but also you don't want to be too gung-ho.
Yeah.
So how do you approach a final round in this position?
I think just go and enjoy it, play the same game I've been playing. I think yesterday I played easily well enough to shoot like 7 or 8 under, but at the same time knowing that there's that many good players in front of you, one of them could just shoot the lights out. So it's like focus on controlling what I can control and just going out, enjoying it, trying to play a good round of golf and see what happens, I think is just focus on what I can do, I think. Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's been an eventful day for Lamb with 3 birdies but 3 drop shots as well. And at 9 under par, he's 6 behind the leader James Allen, who quickly strengthened his overnight position and has kept the rest of the field at arm's length ever since. Allen is now playing the 13th hole, and John's going to describe it for us.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful par 4 place up the hill, like you said, 415 yards. That bunker out on the left, it's 250 yards to carry, shouldn't be a problem for the players. This fairway though bellows in from left and from the right, so it's quite easy to find this fairway, but it's a second shot which is going to cause havoc for the players. Place uphill, club up, you can play to the back of the green, zip it back off that. We've seen Ashley Mansell do that. All gathers down to where you see that bunker there, short and left. Good quality golf hole.
Allen had 4 top 10 finishes on the EuroPro last year. The best of them was a share of 6th at Donington Grove and again at Montrose Links.
Having to throw this approach high over those trees. Wonderful shot. Absolutely superb.
Well, and if it needs to find some positive momentum, but it's a lovely tee shot up the 13th here. Playing uphill, slight upslope, which is going to get the ball up in the air. That will help him. About 118 yards to the pin. You can just see the players around where it is. It's tucked over on the left-hand side. And actually, the ball being slightly above his feet here is going to help. If he wants to, he can use that to work the ball in from right to left. Little backstop, long and right of the pin as well, if he chooses to use it. But from this kind of range, he can pretty much fly it straight at it.
Must have seen my flyover, Mike. So the words round my mouth.
Well, we all do try to learn from you. Will Enifer was leading here after the first round with his 66. He actually shot the same score in round 2, but that was only enough to leave him 1 behind going into what hasn't been the final day he was hoping for so far.
Little misjudgment there.
Oh, that's going to be a hard putt from there now. The 14th. You can drive this, baby. Take the corner on a little bit. Not easy to find the putting surface, though. Lamb going for broke. Looks a bit right. It started a bit right for my liking. Needs to come back. And that's over, bounding on towards the 15th. That's the tee box of the 15th.
He's got a good lie there anyway.
Yeah.
Powerful action that. Just a 3-wood. Back to Jones now. Middle of the 13th fairway. 118, as Kit said, up the hill. Dead aim. What have you got?
This one's coming down with snow on it. Look at that one, back up, and that's just going to gather pace. Don't overcook it. There's a bunker there. Whoa, boy.
Matty Lamb likes the 14th. He's birdied it in both previous rounds.
Just nipping that wedge off the tee box there, short lie. Fantastic judgment there, into the fringe, one bounce and stop. Superb.
Yeah, top class that now. Super slow putt. Breaker off the right-hand side for Jones.
He has played some Challenge Tour events. He's had a top 5 on the MENA Tour as well. Similar level to this.
Well, he's bolted that one from the fringe. And that is going to be work to do to save par. Mansell now at 14, also just down right side of the green, lofting it from the semi-rough.
Well, he didn't go to school on his playing partner Lamb there. I'd have just done a copycat move. Went the high route, not much green to work with. Tall order shot. Now Ennifer with a speedy Gonzalez of a putt down the hill, breaking off the left. Bit shy with his putt, but he was just being cautious. He knew he could wrap that 3 or 4 foot pass, but now he's left it 2.5 foot short. Ugh.
And he remains over par for his final day.
Mansell now, putter from the fringe, pin out. Must be fancying it. A little tentative once again. Frustrating. Great birdie opportunity that hole.
Now the knee knocker down the hill for Jones to save his par. Oh, just faded on him to the right hand side, and he ain't going to be happy with that. Around the greens today has not been his day.
Yeah, just as he did in the middle of the front 9, he's made back-to-back bogeys.
And if now needs to tidy up for his part. Yeah, well done. Again, coming in from 118, middle of the fairway. Can't be leaving yourself that much work for a par.
14th played as the easiest of the par 4s over the first couple of rounds. And Lamb has made light work of it. Gets to 10 under.
Fantastic up and down that. Real quality short game.
Well, after a superb approach, James Allen to extend his lead. He gets to 16 under. Wow, what a dominant performance so far. Still a few holes to play though.
Well, the 5-shot advantage Allen had early in this final round is now fully restored. He still hasn't dropped a shot today, so it really is beginning to look like a race for second. And consecutive birdies at 13 and 14 have put Lamb right in the mix for that.
Here is the tee shot at 14. We know it's drivable. Drivable with a 3-wood for a lot of these guys.
Got to try and shape it hard from right to left here, Scott. It's not an easy entrance, and the right side of this hole getting a lot of action. Tight pin on the right, not easy to get to. What do you think of this swing?
It's very good, isn't it? Very good poise.
Now, as we've just seen, Matty Lamb has now birdied 14 in all 3 rounds, and he has a chance to complete a similar hat-trick here at 15 if he can get up and down from this position. And it looks as though he's definitely going to. He's really showing us just how talented he is, all of which we knew, of course, after his amateur exploits.
Yeah, it just shows there's a little run. 13, 14, 15, all birdieable on this back 9. Mansell now, delicate one. Has he judged it? Almost. Another yard, and that would have been very, very close.
James Allen has found the fairway bunker on 14, and this is a bit of a smelly one for a left-hander. As you can see, he might go with 1 foot in or try and get down to it from here. He's only got 78 yards to go. It's an okay lie. Off a slight upslope, question marks whether he can even reach the green from here.
Well, this is a real surprise to see him in this bunker. It's only 230 off the tee. Big mistake. And this is a really awkward one, John.
Yeah, and he's gone for the 1 foot in, 1 foot out job, as Kit was saying. That's all he could do from there. Error of judgment, not the best course management. I don't think he caught all of that tee shot, like you said though, Scott. Will Ennifer short-siding himself down the right in the first cut.
4 top 10s last season, 7 top 20 finishes in all, and only missed 3 cuts from 14 starts.
You can just see the slope there. Look at that one. It was looking pretty good at one stage, and now he's off the green with a tough chip.
After a big tee shot, chipped it to here for birdie for Mansell. Oh, he walks it in.
Hanging in there, gets into double figures under par.
Yeah, he's grinding his way back. Now Allen, mistake off the tee, no second shot. Can he get this close and save par? Heavy-handed with that one.
Now, the least surprising update of the day is that Lamb did tap in for that birdie on 15. He's now chasing his 4th birdie on the bounce.
Good brisk swing there from Lamb, staring it down. Oh, he's flag hunting at the moment. Man on a mission.
Yeah, he's a happy man hitting shots like that, and why not? Now Ennifer, approach shot ran off the green to here. Delicate one. Well, he's played that very nicely indeed.
Oh, that was top drawer, top drawer.
Dermot McElroy just looking to sign off on his day. Was a promising start to the day for him, but all got a bit topsy-turvy around the turn. Decent finishing stretch, though, for 68. He'll finish well inside the top 10 and maybe even start the season with a top 5.
Solid week indeed. Now Allen, this will be a huge putt to make. He has got a decent lead, as we know. You don't want to be dropping shots on holes like this, though. Great run at it. But it's going to be a bogey 5.
Yeah, that's going to feel like a double as well. This hole playing, well, like you said, Mike, easiest hole on the golf course.
Yeah, real error from the tee. Set up the bogey.
Now, when you're hot, you want to stay hot. Matty Lamb is on fire at the moment. Looking for another stroke here. Oh, and there was never any doubt, was there? 8 under on the 13th tee. He walks off the 16th green at 12 under. All of which leaves him suddenly in sole possession of second place, while Mansell is also finding some form late in the day, just as Ennifer and Jones look to be running out of steam. James Allen looked to be coasting home, but Matty Lamb's late surge might just have put that in a little doubt. The finish is next. Launching a new season on the PGA EuroPro Tour, where the top 5 players at the end of the campaign will graduate to the 2023 Challenge Tour, it's the climax of the Cubefunder Shootout at Harleyford. And in the final round, James Allen has parred the 15th to stay 3 clear, but Matty Lamb is on a very hot streak and could yet deny him if he keeps that going to the finish. A birdie on 15 has moved Ben Jones back into a share of 3rd.
Well, 196 yards is beautiful. The final par 3 on the golf course here at Harleyford at 16, 196. Like I see, big tree comes into play on the left-hand side. Green sits at you, kind of 45 degrees, very undulating. Lots of players will miss it short and right. I'm going with a 7-iron, trying to shape it from right to left. That's what this hole needs. You can't go anything from left to right because that tree is right in your way. Now here we go. No turn, ball. Didn't get the turn. Didn't get the turn, but I got the distance. That's a 7-iron, by the way. Bit that over 200 yards. Whew. Must have had me baked beans this morning.
Well, it's the last of the par threes, as you said there, John, and coming into today, it was playing the easiest of them.
Allen being left-handed, looking to work this in with a fade from right to left. Pin is tucked on the right today. And that's a long, long way from the flag. That is going to be a very, very tough putt.
It's going to be like an 80, 90 foot putt up the tier. Ugh.
So still hope for the hottest man on the course right now.
Oh, he's at a cracking drive, just skirted with the tree, hit it nice and low under there. Now this is second shot. He's been flag hunting. Is he flag hunting here? He is, and look at this. Oh my goodness. If he slots this in, it's going to put a cat amongst the pigeons.
Yeah, some real pressure being applied by Lamb.
Top fives for Ashley Mansell at Clevedon and Montrose Links last summer, but nothing better than a share of 17th after that.
Just coming out the light rough and the trees, but a clear shot. Steady now. Just chases through. Just in that light rough again. Left side of the green. Delicate little chip required again.
Now let's get an update on the final group at 16 from Kit.
This is a decent chance for Ben Jones, even though he's missed the green. This is a good look at a chip in. There's not a lot going on, very slightly right to left. He's landing it on a pretty flat piece of green, and it's a decent lie. There is that little bit of rough just behind the ball, but it's not close enough to really interfere. On the flip side, have a little look down there. That is the ball of our lead, James Allen, and he's got an absolute roller coaster of a putt. There's a big tier in the middle. He's going to have to hit it hard to get up there. Then once it gets up onto this top tier, it accelerates and breaks a lot from left to right. There is an outside chance of a two-shot swing here.
James Allen has been the winner before of an event which carries world ranking points. That was on the MENA Tour 3 years ago now, the Abu Dhabi Open.
It's that huge putt Kit was talking about. Up the tier we go. Swinging from left to right. How close has he got it? Oh, what a touch. What a touch. When the heat is on, he's coming up with the goods.
Yeah, that was a huge putt. To roll that up dead is just incredible from there at this stage of the game.
I do that Texas wedge again on this one, like Ashley Mansell did back at 12. And it's hopped through the fringe, and that's the trouble with it. Speaking of Ashley Mansell, here he is, third shot from over the back of the green, bit heavy-handed with his approach, coming from the left rough. He's popped this one up, lovely, tracking. Oh, get in there, you little beauty.
And that's just the sort of thing you love when you're in this position, coming towards the end of a final round. You know you're almost certainly not going to win, but you just want to get as high up as you can, get those pounds and those points towards the Order of Merit. He's made a huge leap forward there.
Yeah, that was tremendous for Ash. Game face on. Another tentative attempt there from Enifer. Disappointing at this stage. Not to be giving those putts a good chance.
Now, Matty Lamb is not entirely out of this. If he can make this putt, this would get him to 14 under. He'd only be one behind. And that is exactly what has happened. He's 6 under for the last 5 holes.
Mike, I don't think he thought he had that there for a minute. I think he thought that was short, and the last breath it got in there. He's counting his lucky stars.
There you can see how the picture has changed now. James Allen has still got work to do. As solid as he's been today, this title is not under lock and key yet.
Well, we come to the final hole, the 18th, 455 yards, sharp dog leg, round to the right-hand side. Now, out of bounds guards the right-hand side, and it's probably one of the toughest holes on the PGA EuroPro Tour, finishing-wise. You can be nice and timid and hit an iron down there 3-wood. You can get driver out, take it on, but something's kind of changed, but I can't really put my finger on it. Well, there it is, the big old tree that lurked down the left-hand side. No more. Unfortunately, the storm's seen to that earlier on in the year. It's tipped forward and obviously fell in amongst those trees on the left-hand side, and that was your aiming point off the tee. You used to aim at that, drift it off it from left to right to find this fairway. It's a great finishing hole. Like I said, 455 yards, right in front of the clubhouse. We're going to see some drama.
Well, Matty Lamb would love that late drama for him to be another birdie to finish. He has only parred this hole in both of the first 2 rounds, but who knows? He does it again, it may yet be enough.
Oh, the arm's out, going right. He needs to go. Has it got the carry? Is it in there? I mean, we're only talking a yard or two off the ferry down the right, and that is lost ball.
Yeah, that was a very aggressive play. Now Jones. Second shot into par 5, 17. Can he find one from the top draw?
Well, he's had 2 eagles already this week. Maybe a chance, an outside chance of another one.
Yeah, we know these greens are pure. You can hold them from long range.
James Allen has missed the fairway over to the left on the par 5 17th, but it does give him a cracking angle into that pin, which is cut today in the back right. Only 201 yards as well, so reachable with an iron. The wind a little bit off the right, which isn't helping too much, but anywhere in the centre of the green, and that is James Allen with one hand on this trophy.
Yeah, and further good news for him in his quest to do just that is that we hear Matty Lamb has indeed gone out of bounds on 18.
That's a massive blow. Allen now, one good iron shot into the heart of this green is all that's required. Steady now, steady. No real trouble there.
He's got a bit of green to work with as well, though, Scott.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's a bit stunned there, just getting his old binoculars out to see where it's gone.
So Matty Lamb has reloaded, and second time round, this is where he's hit it to.
Yeah, down the right, nearly out of bounds again though, Mike. And he's not happy with this. The wheels have really come off. Straight underneath it, down the right.
Steady now. Well, he kind of got away with it, but I guess his head's probably a bit fried after that tee shot.
Yeah, he looked to be playing for second place, then suddenly he was in contention to start the season with a win, and now he's basically undone it all at the last. So looking very good now for this man, just got to see it home.
Little bump and run. Again, just fiery on the first bounce. Still 18 foot for birdie.
He knew it, didn't he? He knew it. It landed, it scooted forward rapidly. Now Ashley Mansell really tight and close to the cameraman here. Back of the stance, hands are forward, down over the brow of that little hill, and this one tracking. He hasn't done it again, has he? Oh, what a lovely chip.
Yeah, it was bang on line. Another yard and he would have had it.
So Lamb looks to have played himself out of it with his misadventures on 18. But back at the 17th, maybe Jones could still have a bit of a say here. Remember, James Allen not guaranteed his par on 17. And this isn't over. So Jones makes eagle at the penultimate hole and goes to 13 under. One more at the last, and this is very much a genuine chance for him.
Some real drama unfolding in the last 20 minutes. Lamb now. Oh, fantastic attempt.
So contrasting fortunes towards the finish for the two Walker Cup teammates from last year.
Well, to keep a little bit of breathing space, slot this one in, Mr. Allen. Locks it, rocks it, send it on its way, and just a little bit pulley. And it's all getting very tense now, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a little bit of meat left on that one.
Mansell to finish off his round.
Yeah, just couldn't pick up as he would have hoped from yesterday's 62 and was 2 over for the day until he birdied the 9th, but hauled himself up the board with a strong finish and managed to turn it all into a closing 70.
Delighted for Ash there. Really good performance on those last 5. Now Allen, this is a nervy one. It is for par on 17.
He's got that, and another par at the last will almost certainly be enough for him to win this.
Well, what could have been for Lamb. This for a double bogey 6 to finish.
Yeah, horrible way to round it off, undoing much of what had been a memorable back 9 up until then. But it's still a 69, and he's going to have his best EuroPro finish so far. That's how it stands then. Allen on 15 under. Surely a 4 at the last would be good enough for him to take this. Jones has certainly just put that little hint of doubt in his mind. The 18th has played the hardest of all the par 4s over the first 2 days.
Yeah, he's out with 3-wood. Good move. Looked a strong swing. He's going down for the tee, is he? It's a bit nervy. Oh, and it's ricocheted left into the rough. That's the best miss you could ask for.
Yeah, it was all he had to do was keep it down that left side. Take no chances. Didn't get a favourable bounce, but he's still in a good position there.
2-shot lead for James Allen, and it's first job done on the 18th hole. He has just missed the fairway over to the left, but he's got a pretty decent lie actually. 177 yards, but it's going to play a fair bit shorter than that. It's pretty much straight down the breeze, and we are seeing they are firm bounces today. He's got to go straight up over the top of the tree, but that's not even going to be in his mind for a second. If he can find the green with this shot, surely this title is his.
Well, as the spectators are looking on, here's James Allen with his final approach, you would think. Second shot, don't get the fire, taken over the left edge of the tree. Sound a bit heavy.
He's been so solid all day, made so many good steady pars. Indeed, he's parred this hole in both rounds prior to this, but a little bit of nerves perhaps coming into play there. It's all different when you're trying to close out a win.
Yeah, never easy. No, Jones needs to just pump this one in right next to the hole if he can.
Trying to take it over the tree and turn it from right to left. Falls away on that right, and it's catching that slope, and off it goes a little bit. Not a bad shot though, got the yardage spot on.
Yeah, probably going to need a birdie to have a chance of a playoff, and he's at least bought a ticket. Is that man striding towards victory?
The approach we saw run a little long and left. Lots of green to work with.
Needs a peachy chip here.
Hasn't quite found it. That is not his best. Disappointment.
So for Jones, it's a real case of trying to ask the question now. If he gets this and goes to 14 under, Allen is going to have to make his putt to win this outright.
Well, leaving it that far short is criminal. Had to give that a chance. Nothing to lose.
Yeah, look back on today, I think Jones will see a short game let him down, but this is the man of the moment, Mike.
Yeah, he's got a couple from here to win it.
Lovely stroke. Well, he's a worthy winner. It's a fantastic performance.
Yeah, 2 shots gone in the last 5 holes, but really he could afford all that after a very solid display up until then, and a round of 71 means that James Allen, Chelmsford Golf Club, is the winner of the Cubefunder Shootout. Jennifer's sort of become the forgotten man.
He has indeed, but I still expect a good year at the office for this man. Good player, birdie machine.
It's been a day to forget for him. Had to wait until the 10th for a birdie, and it was the only one he had all day. Teed off with high hopes of victory. In the end, he'll finish 5th.
Jones now, just to close out with a par. Takes second place.
Yeah, couldn't really get the momentum going today, but he did put it up to Allen a bit with eagle on 17. Needed to birdie the last as well, though. That is a round of 70 for Jones, and he finishes 1 behind the winner, James Allen, here at Harleyford. Let's hear what the champion has to say.
James, congratulations.
Thank you.
You have won the Cubefunder Shootout. How are you feeling right now?
It feels amazing. Honestly, I mean, that was tough going, and that 8th hole, doesn't matter how many shot leads you've got, I don't think you're ever going to feel comfortable playing the last. But no, I'm really pleased. I hung in there. There was a few tricky times in the middle of the back 9. And then obviously Ben been in that 30-footer on 17 as well, just to add to it a little bit. But no, it was really good. I'm very pleased.
externally, you looked pretty calm all day out there. Is that how it felt on the inside?
No, not really. I was breathing all the way, mate. All the way up 18 there. I was like, no, it was. I'm pleased that I did feel pretty calm. I didn't ever really get too emotional or too uptight if it wasn't going wrong, and I felt that kind of stood me in good stead to finish up.
And a fantastic springboard for the rest of the season now.
Yeah, I can't ask for a better start. Honestly, I cannot. I'm over the moon, honestly. Goosebumps, mate.
Brilliant plan, James. Well done.
Thank you.
Par at the last then, enough to secure second place alone for Jones. Lamb left to reflect that par on 18 for him would have meant getting into a playoff. In the end, he ties for third place with Mansell. Enifer drifted out of the picture as the day went on. James Allen then left to collect the magnificent trophy and become the early leader in that long race for those 5 Challenge Tour cards. Next up is the Ignis Management Championship at Telford Hotel, Spa and Golf. Do join us again for that.